Good morning, friends. I welcome each one of you. I request our dignitaries to come for the lighting of the lamp. I request all past chairmen, committee members, and our WRC youngest chairman, Lalit ji, आइए. I request all the past chairmen to come to the dais for lighting the lamp. Members, please raise for ICI motto.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्मिमाणः निर्मिमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्द्वैता 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 एतद्द्वैता.
Dear members and friends, thank you very much for attending this two-day national conference on GST. I am sure you have special interest in the subject. For the first time, Vasai branch is hosting national conference. I am very happy to announce that it is an amazing success because of your participation and cooperation. due to overwhelming response, we had to stop registration for this program. The law relating to GST is a game changer legislation benefiting all stakeholders alike. The business community, small or big, the consumers, the intermediaries like you and me, the governments, or all stakeholders who are benefited by this GST. The business community is going to be benefited by growth in their business, lower tax rate without cascading effect, one unified larger domestic market, and growth opportunity all around the world. The consumer is in advantageous position. He is getting goods at cheaper rate, lower tax. The intermediaries like us are empowered because of transparent tax administration, user-friendly taxation technology, and larger areas of professional opportunities. Last, the governments, center, state, as well as the local authorities are going to be benefited due to increased revenue, low cost of technology-driven tax administration. We are all going to witness a higher GDP growth and lower prices to consumers, which are the cornerstones of accelerated economic growth. Yes, there are challenges. There are challenges to all stakeholders. We are here to empower. We are here to empower us to encounter the challenges to be faced not only by our members, but other stakeholders like clients and government. We are here to learn. We are here to learn to earn. We are here to learn. We are here to serve, to build a great nation. I am sure and hope this National Conference on GST, organized by the Indirect Tax Committee of our institute, with the blessing of our President C.A. Nilesh Vikamsi, Committee Chairman Learned C.A. Madhukar Hiragange, Committee Member CCMs C.A. Mangesh Kinare, C.A. Proful Chajet, will empower, enrich you in the new system of taxation. WARC is always a guiding institution to our branch. We have the chairman, C.A. Vishnu Agarwal, who is the youngest chairman of our WARC. I welcome him. He has been an inspiration to us. I acknowledge the hard work and dedication of our branch chairman, C.A. Nitesh Kotari, and our past chairman, chief coordinator, C.A. Vimal Agarwal, and other committee members and coordinators. I wish you a wonderful, enriching experience of intellectual transformation and a fruitful GST regime. Thank you very much. Friends, in the inauguration session, our WRC chairman, Shri Vishnu, C.A. Vishnu Agarwal has come. As I said, he is a very youngest chairman, very dynamic. He is going to be a torchbearer for our institute and our profession. I request our branch chairman, C.A. Nitesh Kotari, to welcome him with a bouquet. I request C.A. Bawar Borana to offer a bouquet to our RCM branch nominee, C.A. Lalit Bajaj. Now I request our branch chairman, Nitesh Kotari, to give his introductory speech.
Thank you very much, the Secretary of Vasai branch of WRC, J.V. Rajan sir. Good morning, friends and seniors. Say good morning. Good morning. I, C.A. Nitesh Kotari, the Chairman of Vasai branch of WRC, welcomes each one of you to the National Conference on GST, organized by Indirect Tax Committee of ICI and hosted by Vasai branch of WRC. I also welcome our Honorable Chairman of WRC, C.A. Vishnu Agarwal ji. And I would like to thank the Indirect Tax Committee Chairman, C.A. Madhukar Hiregange ji, for giving us an opportunity to host the National Conference. Friends, Vasai branch has already hosted 2 conferences on GST at the same venue last year under the chairmanship of Vimal Agarwal ji. And this year, this is for the first time that Vasai branch is hosting a national conference. And as JV sir has already said, that it is a grand success. I thanks each one of you, each one of the delegates present over here for your interest in the subject. I would like to mention that, Vishnu ji, that it is really a national conference. When we organized and when we hosted this conference, we were very shocked to note that members are not only from this region, not only from Maharashtra, but from across all over India. Many members are coming from Lucknow, Solapur, Nasik, Nagpur, members are coming from Goa and such many more places, Palghar, Navi Mumbai, most of them are from Navi Mumbai and many such area. Means it is truly a national conference. I welcome each one of you, each one of the delegates who have taken pain to come over there, and I welcome each one of the national conference, and I assure you that it will be a very much great learning experience to each one of you. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, Vasai branch of WRC is geographically covers the area from Virar till Mira Road, in which we have more than 2,600 chartered accountants under us and more than 10,000 CA students. I won't be speaking much on GST, as we have a message for each one of the delegates, each one of the members of our institute, from none other than our own member of our institute and Honorable Railway Minister CA Suresh Prabhuji. So I would share his video which he has prepared specially for this conference, for the national conference. He agreed to give a live video conferencing, but at the last moment, just before 1 week, he was unable because he had a meeting at Bangalore, so he was unable to give a video conferencing, so he has given a video message. I would be liking to play it over you.
I'm happy that my professional colleagues, chartered accountants, are organizing this event on GST. I think GST is a real game changer. GST is going to create one unified tax zone. It is also going to create opportunities for business, for government, but also for chartered accountants. Though we should not look at it as loss of opportunity because now the returns will be filed online. What is the role of us? I think we can do a value-added role. Let us try to understand that GST is going to create an opportunity so the tax to GDP ratio can rise. If tax to GDP rise, government will be able to invest more. If the government invests more into infrastructure, more economic activity will happen. More economic activity will happen. Obviously, there will be more role for chartered accountants. So I think let us look at it in the other way around and not to look at it as an opportunity lost, but new opportunities created. Let us look at it in that particular way. There are going to be many challenges while we implement the GST. People will face a lot of uncertainties. People may not know about it. Particularly the SMEs will suffer. So I think this will be the job of chartered accountants who are more enlightened than others to educate the people, to solve their problems, to give suggestion to the government as to how we can create a forum by which such difficulties can be properly addressed. So I think you will do that. Vasai branch is doing this. I offer you all my best. I am sure one day I will be able to come to this beautiful place. Vasai has been one of the last heaven left near Mumbai, which is still green. The vegetables, fresh vegetables Mumbai kar eat come from Vasai. The Vasai walas who used to come hanging the 2 big basket of fresh vegetable on the shoulders is a well-known sight, and they all used to travel by train. So we will be very happy to come to Vasai one day, maybe by train, and work with you. All the best to you. Congratulations.
I would personally wish that Suresh Prabhuji should visit Vasai and look at the development which Vasai and Mira Bhayandar has made in last 10 years. So I guess he would change his views. I sincerely appreciate the efforts of Chief Coordinator CA Vimal Agarwal ji, Secretary Javier ji, and all my committee members for making this conference a grand success in the start. And friends, the conference is completely will be recorded on YouTube. It is complete video recording is going to be done over here. It will be posted on YouTube. You can refer anytime, or you can share it with your articles or your staff or colleagues, or whenever you want to view the presentations of the faculties. Presentations will be available on branch websites, and the complete lectures will be recorded, and it will be available on YouTube. You just have to type Vasai branch of WRC of ICI. The complete each and every faculty presentation you can view over there anytime. I'm sure that this conference would be of a great learning experience to each one of you. I once again welcome each one of you. Thank you very much.
We have with us CA Lalit Bajaj, our WRC nominee in our branch. Wonderful person from our area. He is going to guide us for a few minutes.
Good morning, all of you. Chairman WRC CA Vishnu Agarwal, Venkat Ramani sir, who is expert on the subject and has come all the way from Bangalore to deliver his lecture on the subject. My friend in Regional Council Manish Gadia, past chairman of Vasai branch, leaders in Bhainder CP Study Circle, Vasai Virar CP Study Circle, and all my dear friends and members. I welcome all of you in this awesome and beautiful seminar on this day on a very relevant subject on GST. At this juncture, in absentia, I would like to thank CA Madhukar Hirgange, Chairman of Indirect Tax Committee, CA Praful Chajed, Central Council member, who has steered this event in coordination with Vasai branch, and CA Mangesh Kinare, who has also been active in organizing this event. We are thankful to all of them. As far as GST is concerned, this is an enactment which has come after, you can say, half a century. So the dynamism and the level of intricity it will carry, I think so this compels all of us to undergo a lot of training and education on the subject so that we are able to deliver what is required by the society. It is the mindset in WIRC that as and when a program on GST is announced, participants are very much interested to attend the session for the sole purpose, looking it as an opportunity coupled with a larger objective of serving the society to enable themselves to be able to comply with the GST compliances as and when it becomes effective. On the same, when we will have our Central Council members, I think so they will throw some light on the subject. With this, I thank each one of you and wish you happy learning for these 2 days. And I congratulate Nitesh and his team for organizing this wonderful event. Thank you.
Now I request our WRC chairman to guide us.
Respected Chairman of the Vasai branch, CA Nitish Kothari, immediate past chairman and my very good friend. We both have done CA together in the RVG hostel, CA Vimal Agrawal. Vice Chairman, CA Sumit Doshi. Secretary, CA Javier Rajan. Treasurer, CA Hemant Shah. Committee member, CA Bhavar Borana, CA Mukesh Sharma, and the Vikasa chairman of the Vasai branch, CA Ankit Rathi. First, I thank to Nitish, whether I speak? Yeah. First, I thank to Nitish Kothari to invite me for inaugurated of the GST conference, 2-day GST national conference. Friends, when I came here and I saw the good audience, delegates in this 2 days national conference, really the Nitish has done very good work. From last 1 month, he He is doing very good work for this 2 days national conference, coordinating with each and every speakers participation, each and every central council member. From last 15 days, he is also coordinating with me. Yesterday night he has called me. Today morning around 8:45 he has called me, where you reach. Nitish, I congratulate to you for arranging this wonderful program in the Vasai branch particularly, because in the Saturday morning, in the more than 500 plus members, it is really good achievement for you and your team. Friends, before coming to the profession, just I highlight 2 or more things. Our past chairman of the Vasai branch, C.A. Umesh Sharma, Ramanand Gupta, Umesh Mistry, and Kishore Vaishnav, all are present here. I also congratulate to all the 4 pillars of this Vasai branch, because these are the 4 persons and all other past chairmen who has given their tan, man and dhan to this Vasai branch to reach these heights. When this branch was inaugurated, that time only 500 to 600 members in this Vasai branch, but today there are more than 2,000 plus members and more than 10,000 students in this Vasai branch. I congratulate to each one of you, and I request each one of you, please join hand for all the 4 pillars present here for the Vasai branch. Friends, my council colleague and the nominee of this branch, C.A. Lalit Bajaj and Manish Gadia, both are the present here. Friends, I tell about the Manish Gadia and the Lalit Bajaj. Both are the person who are the result-oriented persons. Whenever I call to Lalit, and always he say, Vishnu, what is the work? And moment I say on anything to the Lalit and Manish, both are always ready to do the work. And Lalit is doing very good work in the regional council, and every Saturday and the weekdays also, whenever I call to him, he is always present and doing very good program. And I'm sure that in the leadership of the Lalit Bajaj and the Manish Gadia is also present here. He is the next speaker. In the leadership of the Lalit Bajaj and the Manish Gadia, this Vasai branch will also grow to grow. Friends, apart from this, the study circle convener Sandeep Jain and the deputy convener Amit Agarwal, they are also doing very good work. Every alternate Sunday, they are doing very good program in the study circles. In the only 1,500 rupees they take for the full year, and how in the 1,500 rupees they manage the 36 program every alternate Sunday, 36 program in an entire year, how to manage all the speakers, all the coordinators, all the participation, give the lunch, breakfast, etc. I compliment to both of the leaders, Amit Agarwal and Sandeep Jain. Also at the same time, the Bala Subramaniam and Rajesh Kotak are present here from the Vasai Study Circle. They are also doing very good program at the Vasai for the benefits of the students and the members. Friends, coming to the profession, this year our Western region theme is the Scale Up, Rise Up, and I thought that Scale Up, Rise Up, because all the new acts are the coming, GST, RERA, insolvency, all 3 new acts are the coming, and I thought that without study, my chartered accountant cannot be grow. Without knowledge, my chartered accountant cannot be grow. On that particular aspect, I have thought that Scale Up, Rise Up is the best theme for the Western region for the 17-18. Friends, one country, one tax, one market is the theme for our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji. On that, GST will be implemented on the 1st July 2017, and I am sure that my each and every member from the profession and the students are ready to implement it. The GST from last 2 months, we have done more than 15 programs in our Western region, Mumbai, and each and every branches and study circle are doing very good program for the GST. Friends, this year my theme that from each and every day, not only the work Friday, Saturday and Sunday, each and every 365 days we will do one program for the GST, either for the members, either for the society, either for the bureaucrats, either for the students and the non-members. Each and every day one program we will conduct for the GST in the entire region, entire Maharashtra, Gujarat, Goa and Daman. Friends, this year, my second thought for the women empowerment. We have the 30% women in our western region, total 85,000 chartered accountant. Out of them, 30% are the women chartered accountant. This year, we have decided that we will do more than 20 programs for the women members. All are the women participation and all are the women speakers. I request each one of the sitting here women members, please, if you want to speak in any of the program of the women members, your contribution is most welcome. Just to send one message and email to me in whatever subject you want to take of the any of the topic, because I thought that result will not come immediately, result will come after 1 year. After 1 year, my each and every woman member will be also come in the forefront. Friends, students are the heart of the SME chartered accountant. I thought that in the SME chartered accountant firm, in the proprietorship firm, in the partnership firm, there is no proper training system for our student, our article assistant. So we have decided that every Friday, Saturday and Sunday evening, we will conduct the free lectures, free training program for our students at the Bandra Kulla complex and our corporate premises. Because I always thought that after becoming a chartered accountant, after 3 years, the student never thought that कि मैंने भी इस firm से articleship की होती तो मैं भी इस level पे पहुंचता. At the same time, I understand that there are so many hardship in our proprietorship firms that we cannot train our article in each and every aspect. This year, my theme that after 2 years, my each and every chartered accountant must be become a global chartered accountant. Friends, I request each one of you, you send your article assistant in the free program, free training program in each and every program, so that the result will come to your office. Result will not come to any another office. Moment any student will come and attend each and every program, and then you see the development of your firm also. Friends, use of the technology. This year we have all the major program we are giving to online on the Facebook, free online program, each and every major program. In that, more than 500 chartered accountants are attending, and all my learning speakers are delivering the lectures. Friends, you take the maximum benefit of that program. They are the live program, and you can use your technology in your office and save your time, save the money also, and take the maximum benefit of all the live program. Friends, my next agenda for this year is the contribution in the publication and produce more and more speakers in this particular year. Friends, every year we publish more than 10 publications from the western region. I request each one of you, in whatever manner you want to give the contribution, you not think that मेरा article आएगा या नहीं आएगा, मेरा ये publication publish होगा या नहीं होगा. Just to send me one SMS and mail. Friends, I assure you and promise you in the witness of the 500 chartered accountant, each and every your article with the screening of my team, each and every your article and contribution we will be published in the forthcoming publication, because I always thought that each and every publication is not the only Mumbai publication. Each and every publication is the western region publication, because we have the 35 branches, more than 65 study circle. And this year I have decided that in the WRC reference manual, I will take 2 contributors from each and every branches and each and every study circle. I request each one of you, if you want to give any contribution in the WRC reference manual, in the GST publication, your contribution is most welcome. And I request also, if anyone want to speak in any of the subject, not only on the GST, but you take each and every subject, which chartered accountant, if I can deliver the lecture, and then why you cannot deliver the lecture? Language is the only language एक माध्यम है. I went on the Delhi with the Lalit Bajaj on the 8th of the Feb for taking the award of our western region. In the morning time, we both, Manish Gadia was also present in that particular program. We all were, सुबह 7 बजे का time था, थोड़ी ठंडी थी, हम सब नीचे टहल रहे थे. At the same time, one Russian lady and one Japanese lady, both were present in that particular garden. वो भी अपने बच्चों को, 1 साल का बच्चा था, खिला रही थी. Friends, 15 मिनट के बाद में वो दोनों बच्चे, जापानीज लेडी का बच्चा और रशियन लेडी का बच्चा, आपस में खेल रहे थे, बात कर रहे थे. बट एट द सेम टाइम द प्रॉब्लम वाज द रशियन लेडी डोंट नो जापान लेडीज डोंट नो द रशियन. जब 2 साल के बच्चे आपस में एक दूसरे को समझ रहे हैं, वी चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट, व्हाई द लैंग्वेज ऑलवेज कम्स अंडर द कम्युनिकेशन फॉर पर्पज फॉर ईच एंड एवरी अदर एस्पेक्ट. फ्रेंड्स, I will not take much time. And I again wish to each and every members to in whatever manner, if you want to do programs, contribution in our western region, in the Vasai branch, your each and every contribution is most welcome. Friends, and my last agenda in the particular conference, I have so many agenda this year, 0% pendency on my table, and up to yesterday, I have received 1098 query online on my SMS, in my email ID, and I have resolved 1091 query. Friends, 0% pendency on my table. If you have any type of the problem, any type of the query, just you send email. With the span of the 6 hours of the time, I will resolve each and every query. I have resolved 1091 query with the span of the 3 hours of the time. Friends, I always believe that when any members have any query, they will direct approach to Lalit Bajaj, Manish Gadia, Vishnu Agrawal, Nitesh Kothari. But at the same time, when any student have the query, student always thinks that Nitesh Kothari, Vishnu Agrawal बहुत बड़े आदमी हैं, इनको कैसे approach किया जाए. Friends, for that mindset, I have decided that each and every query I will handle personally, so that message will go not only the students, on all the family members of my forthcoming chartered accountant. With these words, once again I thank to the Nitesh Kothari and all his team for invite me and giving me this opportunity to interact with the more than 500 chartered accountant. At the same time, I also recognize the presence of the wife of Vimal Agrawal, Preeti Agrawal, because today morning only I told the Vimal कि भाभी आ रही है नहीं आ रही है, तो बोला नहीं आ रही है, तो मैंने उसको बोला कि नहीं भाभी को आप बुलाओ, so that she thinks that my husband is also giving so many contribution to the profession, and आने वाले 6 महीने तक मैंने कहा भाभी जब तुझे स्टेज पे बैठा हुआ देखेगी तो तुझे परेशान नहीं करेगी. With these words, I thanks to each one of you. Friends, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. You have expressed your views, and your members' growth and the students' growth, both are in your heart. But I have only one small doubt. I have one query, please, if you can solve, or later I will contact you. How to keep 0 pending work? I'd be very grateful to you, because I am suffering on that. I think this is the way how to make
0% pendency, only you give half an hour for that particular all the queries, and you send the respective officers to that particular query, and you authorize that particular officer to talk with the particular student and members and resolve this query within the 2 hours. Then maximum 3 hours of the time that particular officer will resolve. If you have any query, you just first contact to Kushmat in your branches, and if Kushmat cannot solve, then immediately you send to Mr. Rawat at our WRC office, and I assure you that within the 3 hours of the time, each and every query must be simplified, because 90% queries are the very simple queries कि मेरा वो नहीं हुआ. 99% queries, only 1% queries are the technical queries, but at the same time students that he not feel that this is the very simple queries, उसके लिए बहुत बड़ी query है.
Thank you very much, sir. Members, you have seen how he is 0 pending issue. Immediately problem is solved. Thank you very much. Now I request I am actually not requesting anybody. Sir, I would like to give you a bouquet, so that I'll give you a memento. That is our love and affection. Please. Now I request the Chief Coordinator, past Chairman, C.A. Vimal Agarwal, to express vote of thanks.
Good morning. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks in this inaugural session. Firstly, I thank to all participants for joining this national conference on GST. I also thankful today dignitaries CA Vishnu Agarwal, Chairman WRC of ICI, CA Manish Gadia, our first speaker, RCM, CA Lalit Bajaj, RCM and branch nominee, our second speaker, Venkat Ramani ji, for gracing the occasion and shared their view and idea pertaining to GST. I am also thankful to Indirect Tax Committee of ICI for giving us an opportunity for hosting of national conference at our area. The whole program has been structured in such a manner that you can get an insight into various issues in GST. Hope you will derive maximum benefit out of it. Wish you all happy learning. Thank you once again.
Friends, we are starting the first technical session immediately. Please bear with us for 2 minutes.
Good morning all. I, CA Hemant Shah, welcomes each one of you to today's GST conference. At the outset on the first technical session, we are just starting with our technical session. The speaker is CA Manish Gadia. I request our branch secretary Xavier Rajan sir to escort him to the dais, and I request all other dignitaries to come on the dais. For any law, we have a thumb rule, the concept should be clear. So for that, Manish Gadia sir is a best person. He is a very often a continuous visit to our branch and the Bhinder CP study circle, and he will highlight his views today on the basic concept of the GST law. We welcome you, sir. GST, Manish Gadia, his name is, if we go for a short name, MG, the Masters in GST. He's really a Masters in Service Tax, or so now called as GST. To formally introduce his profile, I request CA Mukesh Sharma to read his profile.
Good morning, friends. Dear members, we are fortunate to have CA Manish Gadia as a speaker. Manish Gadia is a chartered accountant in practice since 1997. He is practiced in the field of service tax and GST. He has co-authored a book, Statutory Obligation of Cooperative Housing Society, published by WRC of ICI. He is regular contributor to WRC Referencer. He has contributed articles on service tax in Income Tax Review, monthly journal published by the Chamber of Tax Consultants. He has delivered many lectures on service tax and GST at various certificate courses, seminar, RRCs, intensive course organized by ICI, WRC of ICI, branches of WRC, study circles, the Chamber of Tax Consultants, IFTP, BCAs, the Sales Tax Practitioner Association of Maharashtra, Management Institutes, and Trade Associations. He has also addressed professional via teleconferences, webinar, as well as his view on GST is regularly telecast on national TV as well as printed in national as well as regional newspapers. He is currently Regional Council member and the chairman of WRC Tax Committee of WRC of ICI for the year 2016-17. He was co-opted member of Banking, Insurance and Pension Committee of ICI for the year 15-16. He was also co-opted member of Indirect Tax Committee of WRC of ICI for the year 14-15 and 15-16. He was also group leader of Indirect Tax Study Group of WRC of ICI for the 15-16. He was chairman of Student Committee of the Chamber of Tax Consultants for the year 2014-15. Now I request CA Manish Gadia to take the charge. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. I think 1.5 months back, Nitesh and Vimal was sitting together and they called, "Ki sir, you have to take a session in a national conference." So I said, definitely yes. But today they have given me task to start the inning. So how far I am going to justify, I don't know. सर आजकल नहीं खेल रहा है वो भी. Okay. So I have been given my task to complete in 1 hour because T20 is going on. So I can't play a test match. So the topic which is given to me is basic concept and supply. So before starting, basic concept, what is GST? That is the most crucial question. And still I am struggling to find out the answer for that. What is GST? In the lighter way, most of the participants are Marwadi. If you ask Marwadi person, so he will say, Ghano saro tax. Doctor will say, glucose stimulation test. And if you ask celebrity, she will say, but this is not the case. So basically, GST can be summarized in 3 sentences. And if you understand these 3 lines, what has been highlighted in red. So there is nothing in the entire GST law. Entire law is based on these 3 lines. It is a destination-based tax on the consumption of goods and services. And there has to be a seamless credit. So each and every provision has been framed keeping these 3 things in mind. So you have to just understand this destination-based tax on the consumption of goods and services and seamless credit. Seamless credit I am not going to explain. We have Venkatramani sir. He has especially came to Mumbai. So that he is going to tell us. So in India, what we are going to see is dual GST model. If you go to most of the part of the world, they follow single GST model. But India is a federal country, state as well as union. Both have the equal power. That's why we don't have any other option to go with dual GST. And whenever we discuss dual GST, it always have its own uniqueness, complications. So basically, center government is going to levy CGST and state government is going to levy SGST on the same transaction. Today if we see, we are paying excise duty on the manufacture of the goods which goes to central. We also pay in the same invoice VAT also, which goes to state. But how we calculate that? 100 rupees, 12.5 excise, 112.5 VAT. But when we are discussing GST, CGST and SGST has to be paid on the same value. There should not be any cascading effect. In CGST, SGST, when there is an intra-state transaction. Once there is an interstate transaction, then we have to pay IGST. IGST is Integrated Goods and Service Tax. And it is nothing but the sum total of CGST and SGST. Suppose if anyone says at the rate of any product, GST rate of any product is 18%. It means 9% is CGST and 9% is SGST. So broadly what we are going to see is dual structure, dual levy and dual control also. So state government going to control certain SSCs, central government going to control certain SSCs. So dual control, dual levy, as I said, CGST, SGST, and dual structure. What is dual structure? If there is an intra-state supply of goods and services, then central government will levy CGST, that will become your liability. Against that liability, you can take the credit of CGST and IGST, but not the SGST. At the same time, you are levying SGST also on the same transaction because it is intra-state. Against the liability of SGST, you can take the credit of SGST and IGST, but not the CGST. If you are having an operation in union territory, there are 5 union territories as far as GST is concerned. In all, in India, we have total 7 union territories, but 2 union territories are with the legislation. That is Delhi and Pondicherry. So they are at par with the state. So rest 5 of the union territories will be treated as union territories, and UTGST will be applicable in that case, which will replace the SGST portion. So against the liability of UTGST, you can take credit of UTGST and IGST. If the transaction is interstate or maybe between 2 union territories, maybe goods moving from Daman to Silvassa, then also it will be IGST transaction, interstate transaction. And on that, IGST will be leviable. And against IGST liability, you can set off IGST, CGST, SGST, UTGST, anything. So basically, IGST is universal. To understand or to remember better, if Umeshji will go in, all of you must be traveling in local train. Yes or no? So if Umeshji is going in a local train and galti se female compartment mein chad gaye, whether it is allowed? No. But Shweta madam can travel in male compartment? Yes. So female is like IGST, it is universal. Any credit is, but male has to take care. So as far as whenever you are taking credit of CGST, SGST, you have to take care that cross credit is not allowed. Currently, if any interstate taxable supply is there, we are paying excise duty and VAT on the same, if it is goods. If it is service, we are paying service tax. I am not taking what are the taxes subsumed, you must all be aware, and I am not taking other smaller taxes like luxury tax, entertainment tax, octroi, etc. So we are paying excise duty and VAT in case of intrastate, and if it is service, then we are paying service tax. When GST will be applicable, then it will be CGST and either SGST or UTGST. If supply is from union territory, then UTGST. If supply is from any of the state, then CGST. In case of interstate supply or sale of goods, whatever you call it, today we are paying in case of goods excise duty and CST. And in case of services, again we are paying service tax. But in GST era, it will be IGST, which is nothing but the sum total of C and S, or maybe UTGST. In case of import of goods from outside India, today we are paying custom duty, CVD and SAD broadly. Basic custom duty is not going to subsume in GST. So in GST era, if you are importing goods, you have to pay basic custom duty and IGST. The credit of IGST will be allowed against your GST liability. And in case of import of services from outside India, today we are paying service tax. No basic custom duty, nothing. In GST, it will remain as IGST and you can take the credit. Now moving to destination based tax. As I said, it is nothing but the destination based tax. Today whatever tax we are paying is the origin based tax. What is the difference between destination and origin? Today if you are paying any service tax, you are having office in Binder, so that tax will go to Binder authority having a jurisdiction. Maybe you are supplying a service or providing a service from Binder to Delhi or maybe to Hyderabad. Doesn't make any difference. It will remain with the taxing authority who has jurisdiction over the service provider, or maybe having jurisdiction over the manufacturer or seller of the goods. Once we say it is a destination based tax, the tax would accrue to the taxing authority having a jurisdiction over the place of consumption. So if you are providing a service from Vasai, Bhinder, to Delhi, tax will be collected by the Bhinder authority but will be transferred to Delhi. That is what we call a destination based tax. So whenever today you are, if any demand is raised, so it will go to the government having jurisdiction over your premises. But if in GST era it has been found that there has to be a tax leviable which will accrue to Delhi authority, will be collected by Bhinder authority and transferred to Delhi. Again, the act is applicable to whole of India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Again, they have given definition of India, so I am not elaborating much on that definition. Directly I move to the definition of goods and services. The definition of goods says that every kind of movable property other than money and securities. So money and securities, these are the two things which are not covered within the definition of goods. So anything which is movable is goods, and it also includes actionable claim. Growing crops, grass and things attached to or forming part of the land, etc. So basically, two things are excluded, that is security and money, and actionable claim also included in the definition of goods. If you see the current definition of sale of goods in the Sale of Goods Act, it does not include actionable claim. So scope has been widened. If we see the today's definition of services under the service tax law, it says any activity carried out by one person for another for a consideration. But if you see the definition of services in GST law, it says anything other than goods, money and securities. So what this mean? What this mean? There are only two things in the whole universe, either goods or service. The thing which is not goods is automatically a service. So what about immovable property? It is good? No. If it is not good, then is it? Is it so? So all land, building will cover within the definition of service? Yes or no? So we'll see a little bit later. For that, they have given something in Schedule 3. But otherwise, if the plain reading, if we go only by this two definition, in my view, immovable property will form part of service. But they have given some exclusion. Service further, they says, includes activity relating to the use of money or its conversion by cash or any other mode of from one form of currency or denomination. So basically what they mean to say is, if you take INR and convert that INR into dollar or any other currency, so whatever difference you are paying will not form part of money and it will be a service. So maybe difference between RBI reference rate and whatever rate you are buying or selling will be a service, which is the case today also. Again, they have given the definition of taxable person. I am not going into detail. Next, I will cover levy and collection of CGST and SGST. GST to be levied on all supplies of goods and or services. So it will be covered on, leviable on all supply, on all intra-state supplies, because it is taken from CGST, SGST and UTGST. Once we go to IGST, it says interstate supplies. Except on alcoholic liquor for human consumption. So, liquor for human consumption is not covered within the definition of GST. On the value determined under section 15, at such rate as may be notified but not exceeding 20%. So once I am saying 20% for CGST, it means what is the maximum tax rate? 40, because 20 CGST and 20 SGST. So maximum government can go up to 40%. But today they have given a slab to start with 0, 5, 12, 18 and 28. And over and above, they have a power to levy cess on certain product or luxury item. I am not going into that detailing. And collected in such manner as may be prescribed, and shall be paid by the taxable person. Specific categories of goods and services under reverse charge mechanism. So today we may not be paying reverse charge goods tax on the goods under reverse charge mechanism, but government has a power to notify certain goods as well as services on which SSC required to pay under reverse charge. It further says that taxable supplies by unregistered person to registered person in reverse charge mechanism. What it means? What it means? Tax on URD purchase. So everyone is having office. ऑफिस के नीचे एक चाय वाला बैठता है, ऑफिस में चाय उसी से आती है. Do you think he is going to register? No. It is a taxable supply by an unregistered person to registered person. So, who has to pay tax on that? In our office, प्यून goes and purchase various items. कितने का बिल लेके आता है? पेटी कैश वाउचर में if he is not bringing bill, all that will be treated as unregistered supply. So the scope is very wide as far as unregistered taxable supplies by unregistered person to registered person, but at the same time there is a positive side also. The positive side is, today what is happening is, if you purchase anything from unregistered person, you get that product at cheaper price, which give boost to parallel economy. But if you purchase now anything from unregistered person, and on that you have to pay tax, then definitely that person will become costlier. Why costlier? Because whatever input, on that he is also not able to take the credit. That will become his cost. So, now before taking any business decision, you have to take whether you are purchasing or procuring goods or services from registered person or unregistered person, and what is the ultimate cost, because tax is not a cost, because you are going to get a seamless, so-called seamless credit, what in the next session sir is going to tell us. And specific categories of services, tax shall be payable by the e-commerce operator. That is given in this. What is e-commerce operator? I am not going into definitions, but broadly, that is not my syllabus. This is the levy and collection of IGST. Again, I am not repeating the same, But what is important is it says that imported goods levied and collected with the provision of section 3 of Custom Tariff Act at the point when the custom duty are levied on a value as determined under Custom Act. So whenever, as I said, once you import the goods, you have to pay basic custom duty as well as IGST. But the valuation and the point of taxation of that imported goods will be determined under Custom Act, not under GST. So because time of value, time of supply and value of supply is different than the custom law. That's what we have to keep in mind. Now I'll go to supply. If you go to any taxation law, there is always a taxable event. What is the taxable event in case of excise? Manufacture of the goods. Maybe you pay at the time of removal of goods. But the taxable event is manufacture. In VAT, the taxable event is sale of goods. Service tax, the taxable event is provision of service. Maybe you pay if you receive advance. That is the point of taxation. But the taxable event will remain always the point of provision of service. In GST, the taxable event is supply. Very simple word. Yes or no? दिन में कम से कम 2 से 4 बार यूज करते होंगे वर्ड. Very commonly used word supply. Actually it is so simple. Still we are struggling to understand what is the meaning of manufacture. Maybe paying excise duty since 1941. And very simple word, manufacture. Provision of service, still struggling from 94. So now new taxable event, very commonly used word supply. So what does supply actually mean? Forget about the definition, etc. But actual meaning of supply is what? So which is not given in the definition itself. Definition is inclusive. It means it says supply include. It means whatever supply mean that is there and it is expanding the scope. But what the actual meaning of supply is, so I try to find out from the dictionary. Oxford Dictionary says, make something needed or wanted available to someone. So the scope of supply, the meaning of supply is much, much wider than what taxable event we have seen in the previous slide. For levy of excise, the goods should be manufactured. Levy of VAT, there has to be transfer in property in goods. But supply, there is no such condition that there has to be property in goods should be transferred. It says, किसी को किसी चीज की जरूरत है और वो आपने अवेलेबल करा दिया, so it is supply. So actually applying this meaning make the term supply very, very wider. Similar meaning you can go to Cambridge Dictionary. It says an amount of something that is available for use. Merriam-Webster, to make something available to be used. Black Law Dictionary, the total amount of goods or services that is available to be purchased at any set period of time. So broadly, whether you actually purchase or not purchase, if it is available for purchase, then also it will become supply. Some foreign law also supply, given the meaning of supply, there also I have not find out in any law that they have defined or they have given actually the meaning of supply. Everywhere it says that a supply is any form of supply whatsoever. If you go to Australian GST law, UK law says supply in this act includes all form of supply. Malaysian law says all form of supply including supply of imported services, blah blah blah. Canadian law says the provision of property or service in any manner including sale, transfer, barter, exchange, etc. So everywhere the definition of supply, in GST law the taxable event is supply and the definition of supply is more or less inclusive. So same what we have also followed. Supply includes all forms of supply of goods or services or both, etc., made or agreed to be made for consideration in course of furtherance of business or commerce. Second proviso says that import of services for consideration for business or not. Then there is a schedule 1 where if something is without consideration then also it will be a supply. Schedule 2 determines supply in goods or services. Schedule 3 says that it is neither supply, it is not a supply of, neither a supply of goods nor a supply of service. So basically you can say a negative list. And certain government services also said that it will not be covered within the definition of supply. Government has a power to notify anything to be a supply, and again they have given what is composite supply and mixed supply. So these are the broad parameters or broad definition of supply. Each and every element we will see in the next slide onwards. The law says supply includes all forms of supply of goods or services or both, such as sale, transfer, barter. Today, if you are selling any goods in barter exchange, the consideration is not in money terms. Are you paying VAT on that? No. Because barter transaction, VAT is not applicable. But supply include barter transaction. So if you are having any barter transaction, then also it will be treated as supply. Once it is a supply, GST will be applicable on the same. It says barter, exchange, license, rental, lease or disposal. So license, rental, everybody knows. Disposal, again what is disposal, we will see little bit later how it is going to impact. Made or agreed to be made. What is the meaning of agreed to be made? What it means? Yes. So supply maybe you are going to make in future, but we agreed today may be treated as supply. So on advance payment also may be covered within the definition of supply. For a consideration by a person in the course or furtherance of business. So what are the elements? That there has to be a consideration and it has to be in the course of furtherance of business or commerce. Then only it will be treated as supply. If any of this element is missing, then it will not be a supply. So again, definition of consideration is very wide enough. I am not going into detail. If you go to the definition of business also, that is also very wide enough. It covers business include any trade, commerce, manufacture, profession, vocation, adventure, wager. Yes. Yes, sir. Okay, so you mean to say why only 25,000, why not 1 lakh? Correct, correct, agreed, sir. So, what I am saying, it is a supply, and that supply need to be taxed at what point of time? Like excise. Goods is manufacture. So manufacture is the taxable event. But at that point of time, you are not paying excise duty. You are paying excise duty when you remove goods. Correct? So it has to be linked. It is a supply, but the supply will be taxable at the point of time of supply. So you can raise this question to the person or speaker who is covering the time of supply. Ki why 25,000, why not 1 lakh? Clear, sir? So I am only restricting my talk only to my syllabus. Otherwise, I can't run through the T20. That's what I have said, sir. This concept already I have clear. Why it is 25,000, why not 1 lakh rupees? That has been given in time of supply. So barter of the house is immovable property. I will cover little bit later in schedule 3. Barter of? It is supply. Two different supply basically what he is saying. So that's what I said, ki barter is supply. And again, if you go to the definition of furtherance of business, it is very important. It not Sorry. So it also covered vocation, adventure, wager or any other similar activity, whether or not it is for pecuniary benefit. So अगर आप business कर रहे हैं या ये सब activity कर रहे हैं without any profit, then also it will be a business. Any activity or transaction in connection with above is also covered. C part says that any activity or transaction in the nature of A above, whether or not there is a volume, frequency, continuity or regularity. So there the answer lies in your question. That's why it is to supply. It says it's not necessary there has to be a volume, there has to be a frequency. Even a single transaction can also be in the course of furtherance of business because it is covered in the definition of business and which is very wide enough. So it also covered the provision by club, association, society or any other body for subscription. So that issue what we are today facing is mutuality benefit. Whether club should pay or not, cooperative society should pay or not. Now they have specifically covered this within the definition of business. So I am not going into detailing of business, but the definition of business is wide enough to cover even a single transaction also. The next element is import of services for a consideration whether or not in the course of furtherance of business. So if you import any service for your personal use, and for that if you are making any payment to any outside agency, then this transaction will also be a supply. So if you are downloading any book from the website of foreign country, maybe that book you are using for your syllabus may not have anything to do with your business, then also it will be a supply. Then further it says the activities specified in schedule 1 made or agreed to be made without a consideration, then also it will be a supply. So today we are neither paying VAT on any free supply, nor paying any service tax on free supply. Correct? But we are paying excise duty on free supply. That is captive consumption. The same concept has been borrowed. What is covered in Schedule 1? First is permanent transfer, disposal of business asset where input tax credit has been availed on such assets. As I said, disposal. There they have covered in the inclusive definition, supply include disposal. Now here they have used the word disposal. Some of the example: asset transferred on succession of business, conversion of entity from proprietary to partner or maybe partner to company, amalgamation or merger, disposal of computer to charitable organization. Suppose you have a computer in your office, you may be using that computer for 3 years and you have taken GST credit once you procure that asset. After 3 years, you are donating that to your nearby charitable organization absolutely free of cost. So it is called disposal. On that disposal also, if there is no consideration, because it is specifically covered in Schedule 1, will be leviable to tax, will be treated as supply. Proprietor or partner transferring goods for personal use is also disposal. So आपका कंप्यूटर है, पुराना हो गया, आपने बेटे को दे दिया, आपके यू कैन यूज इट. मोबाइल है, पुराना हो गया, उन्मेष जी ने वाइफ को दे दिया. होता उल्टा है. So then also it will be treated as disposal and will be treated as supply. How to value that? The speaker who is covering the valuation will cover that aspect also. But broadly it is a supply. The next is supply of goods or services between related person. What is related person? Again, they have given a definition of related person. It is very wide enough to cover various aspects within the definition of related person. Or between distinct person as specified in section 25. What is distinct person? Again, distinct person is defined. Broadly, it says that you have to take your GST registration for each state, separate registration. I think everybody has gone through the migration process. Yes? So if any of your client is operating in a multi-state, so what you have done? You have taken different registration number for each of the state. So if you see that, if you have presence in Maharashtra and you have presence in Gujarat, it is actually a one single company. So artificially law says that it will be treated as distinct person. Maharashtra and Gujarat, branch of the same company, is a distinct person for the purpose of GST. So what it says is the supply between related person and supply between distinct person from one branch to another is a supply, even if it is free of cost. So what it means? So any services provided by head office, corporate office to it, branch office or regional office. So head office provide various services? Yes or no? So today they are not charging anything to that branches. Now it will be a supply. And if you raise invoice of that supply, so that that particular branch on which you have raised an invoice can take the credit. And if you don't raise the invoice, what is going to happen? That Venkatramani sir is there, so that he will explain what is the consequences of that. but it is a supply leviable to tax. Then maybe movement of any goods in which you are dealing with is also, if you are transferring from one branch to another branch in a different state, is a supply. And it says goods. Goods definition what we have seen is very wide enough to cover capital goods also. So, movement of other goods in which you are dealing, that too you have to do it, no doubt in that. But other goods, that is laptop, promotional material, furniture, stationery, uniform, whatever you are transferring to your branch in a different state will also be treated as supply. It also goes further. If you have a car registered in Mumbai and you got some contract in Gujarat and you are transferring that car, maybe dumper, maybe aircraft, buses, truck, for any project in Gujarat, maybe the value is 5 crore, 10 crores. You are into the business of maybe a leasing of asset, and you are leasing that machinery, maybe the value is 10 crore, and the rental amount maybe 1 crore rupees during the year for which you have given on rental. Then on entire 10 crore, once you transfer from one state to another, to your another branch, is a supply. Yes. So whether you raise or not, it is covered in Schedule 1. Schedule 1 is very clear. If any transfer between distinct person is a supply. Yeah. ISD registration is? ISD, okay. Sir, we have Venkat Ramani sir. He is going to cover ISD also. So, I don't want to encroach in his area. LPG cylinder you are talking about. So, empty cylinder coming back. It is supply. When, just a moment. Sir, एक टाइम पे एक ही आदमी खड़ा होगा तो अच्छा है. सी, आपने भरा हुआ सिलेंडर भेजा फ्रॉम चेन्नई टू आंध्रा. इट इज अ सप्लाई फ्रॉम चेन्नई ब्रांच टू आंध्रा ब्रांच. आंध्रा ब्रांच विल यूज एंड empty cylinder will send again. When empty cylinder will come again, it will be a supply, and this is for the reason of seamless credit. How that seamless credit is flowing, you just wait for Venkat Ramani sir, he will explain in very detail. So you are not going to lose anything, but it is a supply.
But there is a huge working capital blockage.
That is there, sir. So that is an opportunity for you. You go to your client, say, बस जीएसटी में खाली इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स नहीं है, उसमें फाइनेंसिंग एस्पेक्ट भी है, एंड आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग इन फाइनेंस, सो आई विल फाइंड आउट हाउ मच वर्किंग कैपिटल यू रिक्वायर, and that what I and Venkat Ramani sir is doing for our client. Not we are only guiding on indirect tax. Correct, sir? Nowadays we are guiding on other aspect than the indirect tax. So then again, allocation of services among audit, inspection, marketing, management, everything is a supply. The next is supply of goods between principal and agent and vice versa is also a supply. Take an example. Principal supply goods to the agent. Agent store that goods and then supply. When I welcome Mangesh Kinre, Central Council member. Sir, 10-15 minutes. So difficult to say anything before. Okay. So, principal supplying goods to agent, agent store that goods, and whenever order received from the customer, he sell that goods to the customer on behalf of the principal. So, law says that any goods supplied by a principal to agent is also a supply. Even though the agent is getting only commission, but the movement of goods is also a supply, and if any supply is there, it will attract tax. In my view, it should not be a supply, but again, different views are possible. Yes. Yeah, that is not a supply. If understood, sir. So you got a concurrent audit of a bank in Gujarat and your team is deployed in Gujarat. So basically, the person who is going to cover the place of supply will cover this aspect, but you are not providing any service from that premises, you are providing service at that premises. So what is important is from where you are providing a service, that premises need to be registered. So it will be interstate supply. Okay, import of service by a taxable person from a related person or from any of his other establishment outside India. So basically, you have a multinational company, you have a branch here, your HO provide various kind of services from outside India, for which they do not charge anything to you. If you have to go to the contract, what is entered between your head office and branch, and see that if any free supply is there, then also it will be a supply and leviable to tax. You can't find out this from the financial account, only from the agreement or correspondence or email from HO to branch. Then we have a schedule 2, which determine what is goods and what is service. Why it is important to determine goods or service? Basically, we have a time of supply is different for goods and service, place of supply is different for goods and service, and there are various other aspects also which will have an impact whether it is goods or service. So broadly, any transfer of title in goods is a supply of goods. Renting of any goods. Today we have a dispute, control possession, transfer, not transfer, sale of goods, supply of service, provision of service. Now it says it will be a supply of service. Then any transfer of hire purchase basically will be transaction of hire purchase will be supply of goods. Then land and building, any lease, tenancy, easement, license, copy, etc. will be supply of service. Any lease or letting out or building, including a commercial, industrial or residential complex for business or commerce, will be supply of service. So this gives the indication that today if you have any property, residential property which you give on lease to a company for exclusively for the accommodation of his director or his officers, if it is used only for the residential purpose, today you are not paying any service tax. But in GST, that transaction may be taxed. But in my view, if you are giving any residential property to another person who is not claiming that expenditure as a business expenditure, not using for the business purpose, then it will not be supply. We can take question answer later on. Then job work is a supply of service. Then whatever the declared services today we are seeing that broadly they have covered into the supply service of into the supply of service. Work contract and catering contract, it is actually a composite supply. They have covered in supply of service. Cooperative, society selling any goods, specifically they have covered that it is a supply of goods. Then these two items, neither supply of goods nor supply of service, any activity covered in Schedule 3, and then central government and state government. The first item in Schedule 3 is services by employee to employer in the course of relation to his employment is neither supply of goods nor supply of service. But इसके अलावा अगर कुछ है between the employer and employee, may be a supply. So your HR policy, your engagement letter also need to be seen whether it is fitting into this or not. If it is not fitting into this, then it may be a unregistered person supplying a service to रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन. 10 लाख का 20 लाख का कोई लिमिट नहीं है. Then next is services by any court, tribunal, etc. Whatever fees they are charging will not be a supply. Then any function performed by MP, MLA is not a service. Services of funeral, burial is not a service. And sale of land and sale of building other than under construction building is neither sale of goods, neither supply of goods nor supply of service. Otherwise, this item would have been covered in supply of service. Because of this Schedule 3 item, it is now not taxable. Then again, actionable claim. Now what they have done is, they have restricted that actionable claim only in respect of lottery ticket. Otherwise, each and every actionable claim will be covered. Then again, composite or mixed supply. So, what example they have given, if you go to at the time of Diwali, if you go to any shop, so you will get a basket. In that basket, you will get chocolate, biscuit, maybe aerated water. So, as a composite basket, consolidated basket they are selling. So, they say it is not a composite supply, it is a mixed supply. Once it is a mixed supply, then whatever may be the higher rate of tax. Whether you go to Domino's, there they have a pizza and Coke combo. So, maybe if pizza is 18%, Coke may be at 40%. So, irrespective of the value, the highest product will be taxable, but in case of composite supply, shall be treated as supply of principal item, and whatever may be the tax in respect of principal item will be leviable to tax. So, just the comparison of prerequisite. Transfer of title of goods require in case of VAT, but not require in case of GST. Presence of 2 persons need to be there in case of VAT as well as in case of service tax. You can't provide service to yourself. But in case of excise, captive consumption, no need to be two-party presence. Same thing happen in GST also. That what we have seen that in case of branch transfer. Consideration has to be there as far as VAT and service tax is concerned. But in case of excise, captive consumption without consideration also tax can be leviable. Same thing is going to happen with GST. So broadly, this is what we thought of about GST, but this is what we are going to receive. But again, it is not so complicated what you are looking at, because as a chartered accountant, we are the best tax consultant, tax practitioner available in the country. We can easily understand this and guide to our client. So whatever I discussed was my opinions and views, and opinions or views are like wristwatches. Every watch shows different time from others, but everyone believes that their time is right. I thank IDT committee and Vasai branch for inviting me here to share my thought, and thanks all of you for patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Maniji, for your excellent thought. I'm sure and confident we in the profession, if we go in the depth of any law, though no law is as complicated as it is for a layman or in fact for a government to draft the law. So with this basic concept on GST, I welcome Conference Director CA Mangesh Kinnere and Conference Joint Director CA Praful Chhajad. They were supposed to reach on the inaugural session. Unfortunately, they couldn't make, and we won't believe they have left from their residence around 7:30, but they were badly stuck in the traffic. So they have just reached and they are with us to share their views. Before that, I request our branch chairman to welcome CA Mangesh Kinnere sir with bouquet. Now I request our immediate past chairman Vimal Agarwal ji to welcome Praful Chhajad sir with flower bouquet. Praful Chhajad sir were the chairman of the Professional Development Committee in the year 16-17 of the ICA in previous year. Under his efforts and hard work, today we have the automation in branch audit. A big round of applause for his achievement. Now I request Sri Mangesh Kinnere sir, a joint director of this program, to share his views.
Thank you. Dignitaries on the dais, of the dais and friends. Extremely sorry for encroaching this session. Basically, as he said, we were supposed to be there in the inaugural session. You will be wondering, 7:30 they have started, from where they have started. But unfortunately, this Godbandar Road and that entire problem was there. So that's why we were late. One truck was completely turned around, and so we were badly stuck up. Having said that, I will not take much of your time. Being an indirect tax committee member, indirect tax committee of ICAI, I was supposed to share with you some initiatives which were taken by the indirect tax committee. I have already informed on that clip which perhaps they might play, but I would like to say that if really you want to have a knowledge base in GST, of course you will read some things. But if you refer to the Indirect Tax Committee website, I think it's a host of knowledge. You can have complete detailed knowledge. One of the contributors is sitting in front of us, and he's definitely taking the next session. We have, let it be background material, the actual law, rules, the GST newsletter which we have recently brought out, and it is second issue has also come out now. You can see even the web lectures, in those web lectures you can even download the presentations also. So you can sit at your home. Of course, it's good that you are here in large numbers, but still you can sit at home and see the entire sessions of the eminent faculties, including Venkatramani sir, who have taken those sessions. So all in all, this website is really a knowledge feast for all of us, including me also. So I request you to kindly visit it intermittently, because there are few developments which are happening. and see to it that you are watching the or you are seeing the exact actual the recent one, because if you see the web lecture on June, the model GST law of first version, then perhaps it will be completely different. So recent things, if you can watch, you can really have a good understanding about the law by simply seeing this website. In addition to that, of course, we have taken a lot of efforts. We have developed certain faculties. Some of them are presenting in this conference, I suppose, right? So encourage them, because they are going to have, because we need a lot of faculties in future also. As far as GST is concerned, I can just have some thought process here, as Manish rightly mentioned, that it seems to be complicated like those bridges. Whether it is complicated or not, it is individual perception, and that perception, I think, is on the basis of whatever your study, whatever your understanding, whatever your knowledge. If you personally ask me, again, its personal opinions are like watches, as per him, it is different. But if you personally ask me whether GST is that difficult, according to me, if we are really little bit also practicing in VAT and service tax, it is not completely new law to us, right? Whatever I know about service tax, many things of those have replicated here. Some of the VAT principles have been replicated here. So those persons who are practicing in both, law is not completely new. Of course, the understanding will have to be done in a different manner, in a different perspective altogether. We were understanding service tax only from the service point of view, VAT only from the goods point of view. Now perhaps it is combined. Definitely it has to be some couple of bridges together, is it not? It's not a single bridge. So it is combined, two bridges are combined together. So we have to study it in a proper perspective, and I don't think if we do that, that is that complicated for us, a chartered accountant who is a knowledgeable person, who is supposed to have a complete knowledge of the business processes. So from that perspective, it is not that great difficulty for us in understanding the law. The issue arises while implementing it, and I think individual skills are going to play important. My only appeal to you is, don't just crib on that what are the difficulties, so many returns, so and thing. Now it has come, we have to live with that. If we understand the two basic principles on which GST, the two basic pillars, I can say, on the which GST is standing, we will understand all the complexities and why these complexities, so-called complexities, are there. Those two basic principles or basic pillars are seamless credit and destination-based tax. If we understand this, then perhaps the entire logic of all these so-called complicated provisions lies in these two basic main pillars of GST. So perhaps I would only request you that you understand and study in that perspective. I don't feel for chartered accountant it's going to be very difficult. It's of course a huge opportunity, professional opportunities. It's not only in procedures, but audit or certifications which have come in rules. Also consultancy, not only in finance, but also in business processes, HR, IT also. So take that in addition to, of course, procedures. Take that in right earnest. Lastly, I would just appeal to one thing to you, because when we say the opportunities, we should see the opportunities in that proper angle also. It might have so happened that till now we were practicing only in service tax or VAT. Some of us are of course practicing in both. And it also might have so happened that those who are say practicing in service tax like me, for a client, for VAT purpose, I might have referred it to some of my friends. Is it not? कि आप तुम थोड़ा VAT too कर ले, मैं service tax कर रहा हूँ, VAT तो मैं करता नहीं हूँ. Right? And now what has happened is the both laws have got combined. I am saying that it's an opportunity, but it's an opportunity for both of us, me also and my friend also. So who will grab it? That is an important thing. It should not happen like that कि दोस्त ना रहा, right? So frankly speaking, friends, let's have a professional dignity in competing with each other and grab these professional opportunities. There are ample of opportunities in this. We'll get most of the opportunities this profession is going to get. So grab it in a proper perspective, in a right spirit, and having a professional dignity. Definitely, future is ours. So thank you very much. All the best.
Now I request CA Praful Chhajad, Joint Director, to share his views.
Chairman Nitesh and his team, all distinguished members on the dais. Friends, as we all know, we are waiting for hearing the experts and for which we all are gathered. So therefore, again, I will not be taking time because Mr. Venkat Ramani has come all the way from Bangalore. One thing where Mangesh stopped, this is an opportunity. My request to all of us, all of you, that we being a chartered accountant, this is a totally new law. when you are going to implement the law, there will be many challenges. And at this particular time, it is expected from all the professionals that we work hand in hand with the government. Just it should not happen that we find out certain loopholes and then we try to take the advantage of those loopholes. Because what happened when demonetization happened, there were, 2, 3, 4, 5 chartered accountants, they did some mischief and all those things, and all across television it was coming, CA was caught in all and those things. And when we as a council member, when we interact with the government for finding new opportunities, that time suddenly those ministers say us, chartered accountants are doing this. So my request to all of you, GST is new thing, is it going to help the industry and help all of us very, largely. So my sincere request to you, let us, we always call ourselves as the partner in nation building. This is an opportunity to showcase our talent as a partner in nation building. One thing, the mention was given, as we know, the bank branch allotment, the statutory bank branch allotment is left to the banks as per their choice they are allotting. So last year we did lots of efforts, and this time also we met deputy governor, and fortunately RBI has written, now we are developing one software. RBI has written to all the banks that through software, whether it is ICI or their own software, transparent allotment should happen, and already 4 or 5 banks have already approached to the ICI what is this concept, and I'm quite sure in coming years it will happen. So my again thanks to the entire profession which is always with us. I don't want to take time, I'll be here for a long time and we can always interact during the lunch, and my compliments to the Vasai branch for organizing these fantastic programs, and wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Not forgetting to the pleasant task of vote of thanks and much deserved moment to our speaker. Before that, I request Sumit Doshi, Vice Chairman, to present a memento to Mangesh Kinere, who gave us the opportunity to organize. So, at least a big round of applause to Mangesh Kinere and Praful Chajat for giving such a wonderful opportunity to organize a GST National Conference. Now, before the present task of vote of thanks, I request Xavier Rajan sir to present a moment to the today's speaker of the first technical session, Manish Gadia sir. I request Mangesh Kinere and Praful Chajat to acknowledge along with the Xavier sir for a moment. Now I request conveyor of Bhinder CP Study Circle CA Sandeep Jain to present a deserving vote of thanks.
Thank you, Himmat, for giving me the opportunity for providing the vote of thanks. Thanks, Manishji, for being here on this national conference. As you said in your opening remark, you have to play a role of 2020. So you have performed a very much, very desired role. So I know the present members must have taken the value for their work which they are here. So I thanks on behalf of Vasai branch, on behalf of members for giving such a remarkable speech on the GST. Thank you very much. Please join your hands for Manishji for giving their best lectures. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep ji. We are immediately starting a second technical session on input tax credit. We are not taking break. And mind you, at the end of the second technical session, you will say that it was much thankful that we didn't take the break, because the speaker is so versatile and so strong. Say you have to fasten your seat belt to hear him. So just a 2 minutes break for the change of diets. We will immediately start a second technical session.